Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're taking a look at Day 3 fights of Genesis War, GrOp versus the 3 other allies here in the final ring of Day 3. You're going to see us fighting off ARC here in the process as they start focusing on those towers early game to start bridging that gap between us. We focus obviously on the Science Center and the Operations Base in order to be able to get those, or the Defensive Hub, pardon me, in order to be able to get those first original points. Now, this is also coming on the back of a great system, great response to what we had to zombies. So we ended up sitting ourselves decent points, and all we're doing now is trying to hold off that position. Now, we are allied with OLT from the just north of us. So, depending on obviously how that Science Hub fight goes, that's typically what's going to determine the winners of the overall region, depending on who can hold the Science Hub the longest. So, a lot of field fighting here. Hope you guys enjoy. We got the tunes kicking. Hope you rolled a joint or you got a drink handy, and let's get into it. Now, as you can see here, I'm moving Raigoro Riven back and forth between the tower and the defense station, depending on where their rally is headed the most, because my Raigoro is the #1 defense on our team, and for infantry anyways, and so we're doing our best to kind of bounce back and forth. But in the same situation, we have a 6.9 million Rabina now that's on the field, ended up doing some decent damage out in the garrison and as well as the rally position, which is surprising since she's pretty much exclusively a rally hero. So seeing her actually be able to do decently well in the garrison was nice as well, because that gives her a little bit more utility. Now, a lot of these field fights, as you can see, is just pushing back and forth to see who's going to be able to earn that territory between us and ARC, and it seems pretty balanced at this point. So I got to give IGG credit for this GW, pardon me. It was probably one of the better balanced ones that we've had in a long time. So good job for them, not dropping us into a bracket we didn't belong in. But as you can see, I'm moving that Raigoro Riven back and forth depending on where we get to. We've got a Riven, or we've got a Rubina March there going, Rubina Chasey going there, and obviously dealing well in those trades. And then you'll see her be able to defend as well. And I got to give Chad of the Shire here some big props. Very, very clever this man is. You'll see some of the strategies we use once we ended up taking the tower in order to defend it. You'll see how we actually have enact a strategy of declaring a hive mind rally during wartime, only to use that as a way to refill the target, which you'll see here shortly as he runs rallies to help stock with just troops.
Your
Now, if you do notice here, I did make a couple of mistakes here in the sense that I didn't set up my marches for my ranged or my riders. So I spend a lot of time actually just picking heroes and picking troops during rally times, and I miss a couple of rallies because of it. So it's just something you want to kind of keep track. Even though I'm running 5 infantry in the field, you still want to keep a rider in a ranged march so you can still join those rallies without having to select the troops individually, because it just takes a heck of a lot longer than what you want to admit it does. But that Raiguro Riven is holding up pretty strong, though I have to admit here's probably the issue where I have the most amount of gripe with this game. We don't have a restricted garrison yet, which forces us to have to go through every single person to find out who's sending the wrong troops and send them home, when we should be able to just restrict the garrison like we do the rallies. So IGG, I don't know if you're listening to this, but if you are, go ahead, do us all a favor and add the auto garrison, or add the garrison restriction so we can restrict garrisons too, please. Please, 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 please. But there, as you can see, I just saved my rider rally, or my rider march, so now I have a march I can join riders with, and makes it a little bit easier on the field. But as you can see, we've got that defense station on ARC side. We're earning points from that now. They are unable to take ours, so we're doing well in that trades. And then as you'll see, as we start to defend that defense station on their side, as they start to rally it, it becomes interesting on how we have to refill it with troops to get through the field marches that are there, the field control that's there.
Fucking jungle out there. Keep your head on tight. Unknown brain and mind me, baby. Let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down. Drop down, smoking high, I am not round. I'm not round, no denying what I got now. I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down. Locked down, see me flying, never drop down. Drop down, smoking high, I am not round. I'm not round, no denying what I got now. I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down. Locked down, get too strong. Wanna battle with the beast, bring a few on. The commander and the chief on my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone.
As you can see through there, being able to trigger some of these effects or some of these skills on the field makes for easy response times, shortened rally times, multiple rallies if you need to, and effective defensive, more effective defense stations. So there's lots of tactical orders that are effective in this mode. So kind of keep that in mind. Just like we've been using skills for things like defense or things like march speed, stuff like that, you want to be able to use those in your alliance. And I typically forget those decently often. So just remember that you have those alliance skills that you can use. Extra defense, extra march speed, extra attack, all that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. Here we're running some counter rallies to help defend against that, because holding that defense station is obviously worth the most amount of points for us. Since OLT was the one that captured the science hub, we're not going to counter rally the science hub because they are our allies. Basically, all we're going to try to do is try to keep everything that we can to at least secure second place, which is ideally where we're going to end up, as you can see here throughout it. We are in first, just obviously from our zombie performance, but that ends up changing here once the science hub points end up getting calculated. So just keep it in mind. We are obviously having a good time here. First or second is good for us. Just because we don't normally participate in these, so anytime that we can. Here, I just brought it up. He mentioned he's joining a rally for a hive mind. Now, during a rally, during wartime, you would never run rallies to hive minds, but he's running one specifically to a hive mind that's on the other side of that, so that as it runs, he can cancel it by the target, and we can all jump into the target from there, and you'll see the HP jump up here shortly when that actually happens. So keep that in mind. It's a great strategy, super smart tactic, one that he just introduced me to. So Chad, huge shout out, awesome job, very, very smart tactic. As a prime example, we were able to refresh that defense station a couple of times now to rebalance the trades and ratios without having to take all of our troops individually throughout the field and throughout that field control in order to get there. So super, super smart job. Very, very intelligent. I can't believe I never thought of that earlier, but awesome job, Chad. Big pat on the back for helping out there. Big ideology, big thought process. So this is me just bouncing some of the armaments back and forth, trying to get a little bit of a better trade-off with it. I did try to go Thunder Miyamoto over Raiguro Riven to see what the trades were like, see if it'd be any better, and obviously they were about the same. So we're going to stick with that Raiguro Riven helping out. Now, unfortunately, here's a prime example. If we're not paying attention to be able to get people in the area, I'm not able to get my main group in to defend it fast enough. So it ends up taking a little bit of damage in the process, but that's okay. We get it back in there, help and defend. I guess the problem with only having one main garrison line for that is that you are having to kind of decide what's most important to but to defend. So you do have to kind of bounce back and forth. But here I'm going to kind of take on the second role here, dropping Bodala Miyamoto into the second one to help garrison a little bit better than what the Dut Eddy is. Dut Eddy, pardon me. And then again, I'm just moving my Raiguro back and forth wherever I can get him in to be the most effective. So. This is when we started to get poked on by this one player from ARC who started targeting our players directly instead. I mean, we're, 17 minutes left in the fight time, so we're getting close to the end. They're probably noticing that they're not going to be able to take, second place from us or first place from OLT. So they're just kind of causing as much havoc and much damage as they can. So they start rallying Chad directly because he's got the super weapon. And so this one player, I can't pronounce her name, but she ends up being a real problem, so we ended up responding in kind. And I hope you enjoy the payback that we get on her, because she does end up running a couple of rallies on Chad. We end up swarming her a little bit, but you'll see the retribution after she makes a pretty critical decision that I think is kind of pinnacle to the retribution that she ended up facing. So, again, I really hope you enjoy. These fights have been awesome. It ended up being a lot of fun for us. Like I said, we don't normally play GW, but the fact that we did really kind of hammered home, how our alliance does and how fun it is to play here. So again, pat on the backs to everybody who sacrificed for Genesis War. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to all our enemies, as per always. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying. So let's get back to the tunes. Let's get back to the fights, and let's get back to the revenge. Revenge. This is where I end up getting beat up in the field a little bit as I'm trying to get into our main area, and our main area ends up getting slaughtered a little bit more than it probably should by the time I end up getting there in the defense, which makes it a little bit harder, and unfortunately, that is going to cost us this defense station. But again, we're only 10 minutes left, so we're not too worried at this point. We're pretty solid in our placement. I don't think we're going to be losing out on second place anytime at this point. So all we can do is trigger as many skills as we can, hold off as long as we can, and do the best that we can. And I think that with all things considered, we did pretty well. With all the points considered, with all the fighting considered, we did pretty well. We ended up taking the one operations base in front of them and then defending here. So it's a little bit of a back and forth, but it's all in good fun, right? All in good fun.
What's holding you down? I ain't like others. Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the somber sky. I am hearing all the lies. Don't turn your back on me, I'm here for you. I'll light your fire as the cold comes true. You'll be my passenger and I'll break through.
See what she did? Do you see what she did? This little witch teleported off the front lines, teleported to our back lines, teleported to our helipad area, and decided it would be a smart idea to hit one of our smaller players and take her super weapon away. So we prepped, we looked, and we responded in kind. And unfortunately, when you come for us, we come for you. It's just that simple. You hit us, we'll respond with fists. And this time, I'm hoping that you enjoy the zeroing as much as we did. Because when it started, it didn't end. And there was a lot to be lost here, but a lot to be won. And I hope that you guys agree. You defend your own, no matter the cost. as you can see, we've taken her from all of those troops and all of those resources down to the bare minimum. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it leaves lots in the aid station. Yes, it means that in theory I lost 150,000 troops in the process, but I'm going to tell you one thing. It was entirely worth it. You never, ever, 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 ever attack one of the weak ones and not expect retaliation. Like a hive of bees, we will respond in kind, vibrate, heat up the temperature to boiling points, and burn you alive. And that's exactly what we did, and I hold true to that standard. But all that being said, folks, I want to say thanks so much for liking, thanks so much for commenting and subscribing, and if you haven't yet, click the join button and become a member. It's $5 a month, and it goes a long way to helping support the channel, because IGG doesn't pay shit, and YouTube doesn't pay very much. So any additional help we can get from this community is a plus for us. $5 a month, click that join button, become a member today. Other than that, folks, I love y'all, love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.